morning and welcome to P&B Sport. I'm Abel Sunday. Today we'll be talking about Rivers Hoopers and how they're preparing for their bar comes next month. And of course, they're going to the market and are doing a lot of business. And Mudiaga Oibo from Warri will be giving us an insight about that signings, and we'll talk about the players that they've signed so far. So don't go anywhere, grab your teacup because P&B Sport start now. Welcome back to P&B Sport right here in Abuja, and we have live from Warri, Mudiaga Oibo. Mr. Mudi, how are you and how is Warri this morning?
Yeah, good morning, Miss Coach Sunday. Warri is nice and bright and the weather is cool. It's all lovely here.
Oh, fine. But Abuja is hot, very hot. I don't know how we can exchange weather with you guys there in the world.
You don't want to exchange so like this.
Okay, fine. Let's dive into the conversation. Our representative for Bar, which is of course the reigning champions, River Hoopers, and they are doing a lot of business recently. And then there's a press release when the coach was saying they draw them into a very tough conference, which is we'll have the likes of FUS Robert, and we'll have the likes of the debutant Al Ittihad, and also 2023 third place team Steady Malian, which is a very tough team. How do you see that group? Do you think it's a group of death?
Yeah, okay, thank you for the question. I think it's a very tricky group. It's the kind of group that, you have to really start for because it could go really bad for you, for any of the teams anyway. So, not just for the Hoopers. So, I think, I will agree, it's a group of death because Start Malian is a very, very solid team. They came third last edition, and we're talking of Al-Attiyah. That's a very tricky, good team again. And Hoopers, obviously, they are no new boys to this thing. So it's a group that every team has to be on their toes from day one and start well, because a bad start might just put you in a very uncomfortable position. So I agree, it's a group of death.
Yeah, talking about doing business and trying to see how they could fortify the team. And so far so good. The standard in Bar is, or the rules rather in Bar is, you can bring in not more than 5 foreign-based players, and you should have at least 7 home-based players. So now Hoopers have gotten 2, but unfortunately will not be able to sign for, or did not sign for Hoopers this season. Do you think that is a very big blow? Because Wilpere was very, very instrumental to that third place last season.
Okay. I think it would have been a very good addition for this edition for the Royal Hoopers. I won't say it's a big deal because I think across board they have players that right now I think could still fill that void. Like this the guy Kevin Amayo they signed, the Canadian Nigerian guy.
Yes.
He has experience at this level. And let's not forget, often the Start Malian, Kevin Amayo played for them 2 years ago or so, and they came third place or something like that too. So Kevin Amayo has signed someone that can create his shots, he's athletic, he can play defense. And then the other guy he signed, Peter Olisemeka.
Yes, Peter Olisemeka.
He's 6'10", he has size, a rim protector, So I think for some time now, that's a very good one because I think one of the issues Hoopers have had has been a rim protector, a very good rim protector. But with this guy and with the squad I see for Hoopers, I think they need to take it one step forward this time, which is the goal. Hoopers is going to be missed, but a big loss, no. With the team they have on ground, we have I think Abel Ofia is going, which is that guy's an excellent star. Has grown in confidence. If you're watching over the last 1 year, he has really grown in confidence. And I think Ifeanyi Koko is going. he's very versatile, can create his shots, but on the defensive end, there's still some questions to ask, but I think he will only just go from there. So,
but if I Coco made the national team last time that went to play in that qualifies us for the Afro basketball for August now. He made the last national call now, isn't it? And
yeah, he made it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I said Ibrahim Koko is a very good young player with size, can create his shots, he has a very versatile game. But I just say when my only concern is that I don't think as a defender he has really grown as a defender to that stage because on the defensive end. But besides that, like I said, he's growing, and like you rightly said, he made the national team that qualified us. So that's another good one too.
But look at maybe I want us to analyze this couple of, let's assume that they could not get anybody in again to the travel for this game on the 4th or so of April, because I was with the media officer was on this show last week and we talked about this to an extent, and she was saying that they are going to really do business, but they want to keep their card to their chest to see how they could get 1 or 2 players in. But with this squad, let's assume that they could not get anybody in with Kelvin Amayo and also Peter Olisemeka. Do you think these two can give us something like a very good chance to qualify for the next round?
Honestly, I do think they can. Honestly, I do think they can give us a very good chance, because let's not forget, these two guys have played for this team, so there's the experience and there's the team chemistry. Plus, the other players I just mentioned that has been there and they've gelled. And one thing about team is about chemistry and understanding and playing together. I think last year was Amayo's first time and Peter Semeka's first time, so there was even the issue of chemistry, but coming back together as a group and as a unit, if they don't even get anybody going forward in this ball league, I expect them to do well and even do better. I don't think, even for a lack of players, they are getting that won't make them do well, that's my own honest opinion, because I think from what I've seen in the last couple of months and the last 1 year for this group of Hoopers players, they've grown as a team, gelled as a team, and with these guys coming back and the addition, I think they're only going to get better.
Okay. Then fine. Let's move forward, Mudiaga. Let's assume again that you are one of the recruitment officer in UPAS. Who and who do you think you are going to add to this team? Apart from Kelvin Amayo and Peter, who do you think you are going to bring in again? Let's assume you have 3 other slots to add to these guys. What are those names? Those people, those players you feel you can add to this squad and make it a very formidable team?
Okay, there's this guy, I think he plays for, is he one of these Ugandan team, Baka?
Okay.
What's his name, Baka something? Yeah, he's a Nigerian guy, I think he's a very good player for the son of our actually plays from, I think he...
Isn't not this Baka that is from Bayelsa one time? I think I think that's the boy you're talking about. Baka. He plays in Bayelsa. I think he based in Bayelsa before he left the country.
Yeah, the Bayelsa born guy, and I think his team last year they were at the ball, but I think they had this uniform issue, so they couldn't really play some matches. I think they got disqualified. He plays one for the Ugandan or Rwanda, Ugandan team, I think so. So that's what I'm going to add to this. Like I said, I'm not really about tweaking a lot, I think sometimes we overblend and it becomes a problem, because basketball basketball is a team sport and it's chemistry. So it's not really adding players that might give you that result. Let me get an example in the NBA. If you look at a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers and the OKC, 2 of the best teams in the NBA, their core has been together for the last 4 years with minimal changes. Now they understand themselves and everybody's gelling. So that's the same thing I'm seeing for this Supers team. I don't think you need to do a lot of business, to be honest. Yes, like I said, I think the most exciting thing I actually like is Peter Olisemeka, because it gives them size and rim protection. And if I was going to do business, I'll bring the Bayelsa born Baka. He's a very aggressive, powerful. If you watch his game in Uganda also, he's really, he's dominating there, So that's all I might add. But the other pieces I have around me, I think they are good to go. They shouldn't really be guide the way we must do business.
Yeah.
So that's my own point.
Yeah. Okay. Then the way you look at UPAS, with the amount of money the state is splashing in, and with what the recognition they are getting so far, do you think that any other team should follow suit in terms of trying to see how they could push their own team forward? I'm talking about now the administrative aspect of the game. Don't you think if each state take that responsibility that, okay, let's see how we could do this, don't you think we're going to go far and we're going to have a very good team in this country? Considering the fact that we have up to 36 states. Imagine us having the kind of formidable force that Rivers is. We can have such kind of team in 36 states across board, and then check out our league. What do you think is going to make up of our league?
Okay, I agree with you. If states are could be more supportive of their basketball teams, or I think it will go a long way, as you can see with Hoppers. But this is my concern about it. Now Hoppers are so dependent on states, so it depends on the administration that comes in. So if you have a basketball-friendly sport administration or state government, they'll be funding. But if another one comes and that's not its priority, and it thinks that, look, I don't care, it's football. That's why we see some states, they don't prioritize basketball, they might prioritize something else. So my only concern for this model is that the Hoppers are too reliant on state coffers and state money. But why I would think Hoppers need to take it up a notch is that I think with the exposure and the level of success they've had, they should now at least try to break away from that fold and try to commercialize their product, make it a brand now. That should be, without
they should be independent. They should be independent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, they should now move away from being a state sponsored team. I think they now have the success and brand name to try and move away from over being reliant, because as it is now, at 99% of their funding or 100% of their funding comes from the state. And like I said, that's too risky in a climate like ours where our governments can be very fickle. Now, they are just being fortunate that they have a very basketball friendly administration. Now, and that's what you see around the country, because to be fair, for the 36 states, there are different priorities. They can't all like basketball, and that's what we're seeing. So some state government, okay, let's focus on basketball like we had in Kwara Falcons at the time. But what I would say with this model is that we have to try and move away, at least try and commercialize your operations right now, try and get sponsorship, make fund yourself, be self-funding now. So they don't need to rely on, we need to sign players in the state government doesn't need money, They should take advantage of this ball opportunity, because they're not becoming they're not a national brand and a West African brand.
True.
Hoppers is not an African brand.
Yes.
Right now. We're no longer new edges of Hoppers. Look, Hoppers go to this ball, they are a legit threat to every team. Everybody knows Hoppers. I remember their coach now, we not to forget Coach Obasi, Coach for Reg in Rwanda. Yes, so this is a coaching pedigree, So I think Hoopers should take advantage of this, why this trend is still going on, where they have to move away from government funding. Let me just use the word like you said, commercialize and privatize their whole operation. And this is the best time. I can give you an example now. We don't see Hoopers jerseys around, They should try and do some marketing campaign and let everybody be involved. I think at this point, Hoopers is going now because they are only representative. It should be like a national thing. It's something we've seen on the national screen, and they should take advantage of it.
Coach Ogo, if you remember last year, he won the Coach of the Year for Bar. You remember last year? Yes, and that's another very good listen to market. He won Coach of the Bar. He won Coach of the season last year. Then, and also, I was talking to away from that, I was talking to their media officer, Queen Joseph, and she was telling me, because I was asking her, this one that we don't really have a functional league. I'm sorry to use that word because of how the league is being played, so I will not say it's really functional, because you cannot just put somebody 1 month and 2 months and you say you've played league. No. So since you don't have a league going, how do they keep fit? She now said they train every day, but I said training is not always the case. You need to play other people, you need to play other teams so that you see how. But she said there are some competitions in Rivers that they go to participate, and that will now bring me to Bar. You know, Ubers lost the bar finals against a team from Benin. I don't know if you follow that. Sorry, I say bar. Lewis Eden Championship. I don't know if you follow Lewis Eden Championship last edition. You know they got to the final. They lost to one team in Benin. I can't remember the name again. They lost to one team in Benin. So, but Coach Ebo is not present. So I was saying, is it that because the head coach is not around, is that a factor, or does that affect the team?
Okay, so I watched that final. You know, with all due respect, I think there was a little bit of coaching, and that's why that's why people like Coach Ogongo is one coach of the year. So I saw some coaching blunders. You know, I saw some coaching errors. You know, in line-up changes and so on. So I think if Coach Ogongo was around, they'd probably win that final. So yeah, I won't just really say it was, you know, the players did well, but I could see coaching. You know, there's some coaching blunders there, and I just think because they missed Coach Ogo. That's why Coach Ogo he won Coach of the Year. But it was this award is not in the factor award. The bar saw this coach and was like, okay, this is in-game adjustment, his plays and his management. They matter a lot, you know. So I think for that final, because I watched it and even me on my own point, at that point I think the coaching they got it wrong at that point, and I wasn't surprised because coach at that point in the final is the final match, so you tell that the other teams are going to make adjustment, and I just think Europe hasn't made the right adjustment for that final match, and which was due to their coach being absent.
Okay, talking about that finals and Lewis Eden Championship, do you think if any other person just like what Lewis Eden is doing, inviting teams, very good teams, come put them together, try and give it 1 week or 2 weeks tournament and stuff, and now I think it's going spread, because before it was within the country and they are bringing just a team from Ghana, and I think he has extended those invitations to Benin Republic as well, and I think subsequent editions he will go to spread it wide. But if any other person can also come out and have such a competition at that magnitude, do you think in your own opinion, do you think basketball will go further, will grow, will progress in the country? Let's forget about the NBBF, you get. Let's see what individual can do to promote the game.
Yes, I agree with you, and that's always my point. You know, basketball will grow. As a matter of fact, I never talk of NBBF because my idea of NBBF is a national thing. I don't see any business that will have the domestic league. I've always said this, and that's my point. I think maybe when the NBBF, I can mention them, when they can come in, or stakeholders can come in, that they should encourage the people like Eden to come together and organize. Because if you think of it, the someone like Eden comes again and does this, like Mark the Ball. So imagine someone like Mark the Ball and Eden comes together, like, you know, let's join and pour resources together and have a league.
Have a solution. Yeah.
Yes, and that's how the league starts, and that's how the NBA started. You had the NBA and the AB, and if you go to some other European countries and some of these countries that have successful league, that is what it is, you know. The idea that the NBBF organizes, like you said, is not a functional league, it's just a tournament the NBBF does. Annual tournament is what I call it, a 1 week tournament they just do. So when this thing grow, I agree with you. If people like this come up and organize stuff like this, it will make the game grow, because you invite good teams and it keeps teams and players competitive throughout the calendar year. But to take it a lot further is, now this is where the NBBF need to play a role. Lead that idea of organizing a league. Bring these guys together, give them the enabling environment and support to organize a league. And because, look, Lewis Eden knows how he gets his funding. Lewis Eden knows how he gets his sponsorship. He knows the whole market of it. Because he's been doing this thing now for, I think, going to 5 years. So he's doing something right. And it's getting better every year. He's expanding. So you need to bring people like that together. You know what, Lewis Eden, you guys should come together. Why don't you guys organize a league? And, you know, they will know how to do it. But they just need that enabling environment, just what we see in business, you know, entrepreneurs need an enabling environment.
Yeah.
So I think what the NBBF should be doing is that they should be giving people like Lewis Eden, they should encourage people like Lewis Eden, give them tax ground, give them, this is where you come in, give them, okay, you have access to use our facility, won't charge you. Those are the things you should be doing. So people like Lewis Eden, and maybe Mark the Ball, and people, and let me give an example, not just someone there's the lady that she did the private league recently, what's her name? She did a league in
Is it that question league or something?
Not the question. The lady league that It's on Cross River, Sasa. I was a part of it, at the regional level. I was a ref, but it was really organized, She funded it from start to finish. I think the finals were played at the Olympics in Kenya.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that you should bring those people together. So because they know how they get their money, they know how they do their marketing. You should just come and okay, guys. So that's why I think the NBBF should be at this idea that NBBF, I keep hearing that we're getting sponsorship, we're doing election. It's not necessary, Yeah, knowing Nigerian things, Nigerian government don't know how to run businesses. We can see the examples are everywhere. So
and this is
come together like this.
And this is a very good business. If you go to England now, I don't even think they have any mineral resources. Much of their success is even from the sports industry when they get money from. Do you get? And there's so much money in that aspect. But if also we can just utilize it, and we have so much talent in this country that we can use to utilize that, people will come here to come and play. People will come here to play because we have do you know the advantage we have, Moody? The crowd. Our population alone is a huge advantage for us. The population alone is a huge advantage for us, but we don't use it to our own advantage.
I totally agree with you, and that's why I say it comes with leadership and management again. And that's why, let me just give an example to tell you how Africa is so blessed, and even Nigeria and West Africa is so good. To tell you that NBA had their first, this is the first NBA league outside Africa, ball league in Africa. It's close to Nigeria. The only reason I'll tell you ball league is not being organized in Nigeria is because of facilities.
True.
It's not the only reason. If we had the kind of facilities they had in like Rwanda and some of all these African countries like Morocco or Senegal, ball league would have been the headquarters. But you could see that they're taking to Africa, here to South Africa. It's just because we don't have the facility infrastructure. But because in terms of the human talent and the population, it is here. Because you look at players going to the NBA and Europe, you see Nigerian ball players left, right, center, everywhere. So it's just because it still comes down to this lack of infrastructure and.
But sorry, Mr. Moody, sorry to cut you short there. But you know that again we are blaming the government for facility stuff, but we lack maintenance culture. Because if you go to Edo State, I want to use that as a case study. You will see the indoor. We have one indoor in at ATT. If you go to that indoor, very good facility there. We have at Obe Stadium. You get very good one. That ATT, there was a time they left it open. In fact, the roof was totally open. It was one guy that now came, was trying to see how he was using there for all these aerobics on Saturdays. So he was trying to see how he would patch that place and stuff. That is a government facility that they built during the 80s, but they just left it like that. It's a very good place. If you see the floor, and when I got there in Benin, I was really shocked and amazed. Such a place exists in Benin. That is one. You go to Unibe, you have a Unibe indoor facility. So only in Benin we have like 3 indoors. I'm talking about basketball. I don't even want to go to other sport. Just basketball. We have 3 indoors in Benin alone. 3. So tell me, if you can maintain such a thing, if you go to Delta, of course, we have one in Asaba. I don't know if you have it in Warri, but in Asaba you also have. So if you go to other states, the same thing. There are facilities, but the problem we are having, I think, is the maintenance culture, and which we need to change. I was speaking to I was speaking to one coach on this show. I think that 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago in United States, one of the coaches in Northwest University. So he told me that the problem between Nigeria and US is when they see an opportunity, they grab it. When they see a talent, they recognize it and they groom it. But we might just see it and we don't even know walk past. I'm just using that as an example. You see it and walk past, and that is where this maintenance culture. This is something that if we can just keep and maintain, it will give us a very, very good result at the long run. Okay, you can go ahead, Mr. Moody. You want to say something?
I totally agree with you. Maintenance culture is when it goes back to what I said. Who has this facilities? Government. That's why I said government should remove their. That's why I say NBPF and government should remove their hand from anything running down.
Give it to the private sector. Let them do it. Maintain it. You just oversee it. Yeah.
Private sector. Yes, just do regular. A private sector, a private sector will always maintain its facility. Like you asked if we have an indoor gym, or yes, we actually do have an indoor gym, but it's a private indoor gym. It was built by Shell.
Okay.
you know, and it's in their estate. And if you go to the private industry, it's so standard. Everything is so standard. Everything is world class, and it's still being maintained. You know, because it's a private company, so it's not a government thing. You understand?
True.
So that's why I say going back, you know, our problem has always been management. We know all these facilities you call that government built, but you could see the one this guy had, this former Obina Ikezi had in Nigeria. This he has an indoor facility.
Yes, OBL. Is it not OBL? OBL, right?
Yeah, the OBL gym. Yes, something like that. I used to go there. But from River State. If you go to Aja, you see his facility. His facility is well maintained, run. So you ask yourself, how does it do it? Now you go to the Abuja Mo Arena.
Yeah, I was there 3 weeks ago. Yeah, very nice. If you see, even there, sometimes you took the armed forces are being what game to that place. That's where they played it now. They played the games there. Yeah. They play the games there.
Which is a private facility.
True.
I know, like last year, the oil and gas games, basketball, they played it there. So these are private facilities that private people are maintaining with their own money, and they know how they do it. They know how to generate their funds.
True.
So that's why I'm saying, going that look, see, government, remove your hand from all this. Just be there to give oversight function and let's say policy. Leave your hand from actually running it. Let individuals run this thing, private individuals run this thing. Whatever still getting wrong is this thing again, same thing, MBBF and all that stuff. I totally understand. So to grow our basketball in this country, like I said, the best time to start is now, you know. So if we started this in 5 years, I can imagine where we'll be now. But starting now, it's never too late.
True. Okay, as we wrap up, Mr. Moody, the just completed qualifiers for National Sport Festival. Delta Force came second in that group. They qualified, though they picked the second ticket. Don't you think Delta Force is not really giving that representation that they used to have? Because you know, before when you hear Delta Force, you see the fear factor. Before in Nigerian basketball, when you just hear Delta Force, you know that it instills fear into you. But do you think, from the performance so far that they have been putting in recent years, do you think they still have that in them?
Okay, to be honest, I won't say they have that now, but to be fair, I think Delta Force in the last couple of years have been going through a rebuilding phase. So they are going through a rebuilding phase now. They're trying to rebuild and grow. So that's why you won't see the Delta Force of before. But from what I'm seeing, the rebuilding phase is going well because I think in recent time they have new management, and the management looks committed that they will invest in basketball. It's like what we said earlier. So sometimes you are the mercy of the management that comes in. So this management looks like they are interested in investing in basketball. So I agree with you. It's not the fearsome Delta Force you see some years back, but right now because of this rebuild they are doing, but they're coming up and they have an impressive young team. I will give it to them.
Okay, I think this is the best place to leave the program today. I want to thank you very much, Mr. Moody, for your analysis so far this program. Thank you so much for coming on P&B Sport.
Thank you, Coach Son. Anytime. Thank you for having me.
And I want to wish you a great day ahead of you today.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moody. So that's the sound of our show this morning. I'm Eba Sunday. For me and the entire team right here in Abuja, I say goodbye.